Mhm.
All right, Alyssa, we're here.
We're here finally. A lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of hard work, but we're here.
We're here. What is here, Alyssa?
This is the Through These Doors stream.
The stream? We're streaming.
We
We're
are
now.
streaming. This is live. You might not know it's live. It might just be on YouTube for
I don't
you.
think anybody knows this is live, Alyssa.
I think
This is secret.
there's probably one person tuning in right now, and that's
Ooh.
it.
I bet it's somebody's like mom or something.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
definitely somebody's mom.
For sure. But we will continue to have this live, so if this is something that interests you, definitely tune in, keep tuning in. What is our first item of business?
Alyssa, we have 4 things on our list.
4.
4 things.
That's crazy.
The first thing is some of my Ag 1 students are wondering things. They wonder things. They wonder a lot of things.
I know, I wonder a lot of things.
You wonder a lot of things. I wonder a lot of things. So, one question was, why do we have a sun?
Like a sun in the sky or like a sun?
They did say S-U-N, so I'm going to say the sun in the sky. Why do we have a sun?
Well, if we didn't have a sun, we wouldn't have any light. So just for light, it's only for our light. The sun is made
okay.
just for us.
It's only for light.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there you go, guys. There was one other question I'm going to skip. And then there was a question that said, why FFA? Like, that was all it said, why FFA?
FFA is pretty cool. What if I just ended it there?
I think that'd be fine. FFA is pretty cool, guys. Wow.
Join FFA. Highly recommend.
If we cut anything for reels, I think it's that. I think that's all you need. FFA is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, from certified cool person.
That Alyssa gave it 7 head nods. Good job, Alyssa. So, I think we should go into why was everybody tired last Saturday?
Well, we did have a car show coming up. You might have seen that on our Instagram, or you might have seen like flyers about that. We did have a car show, and I thought it honestly had a pretty great turnout since it was our first one, and it actually went really, really well. We got a lot of cars, got a lot of money from it, got a lot of bake sale stuff. We did pretty well for our first one.
Pretty well. There was 2 things that I heard was everybody's favorite thing. One was just how awesome they thought the cars were, not us. We were fine. We were mediocre, maybe mid.
I think we're pretty great.
I think we're pretty
I think
great,
so.
but like that's my opinion. I'm just saying like some people might not, I don't know.
Mm.
But they love the cars, and then they love the snow cones. So, like, what was your favorite part? Because mine was definitely the snow cones.
Look, I loved the snow cones, and I liked the car, but I'm not a car person.
Right.
But the snow cones really did make my day. It was hot, and the snow cones were not, and they had colors and they had flavors, and it was
Right.
making me happy.
Alyssa, some person in the crowd said that you don't like cars because you're scared of them. Thoughts?
I crashed my car. I've crashed it twice, so I think it's fair that I don't like cars. And also, whenever I'm at car people liking things, there's a lot of like, that's a Ronald 3000 with a cool
my favorite.
tear duct, and I'm like, what is that?
Yes, the Ronald 3000 with the tear duct. Oh my gosh, it flies.
And so I shouldn't be blamed that I don't like cars and I don't like cool car things, even if they do fly
Right.
and have a cool tear duct.
Right, okay. Yeah, can't forget the tear duct. I'm just getting a notice from our producer that it was actually the movie Cars, and now people hate us because you said that you hate the movie Cars.
No, I swear! I love the movie Cars. Please, guys,
So
don't
you
do
are a
that.
fan of Lightning McQueen?
I like Mater a lot.
Mater. Ka-chow, that hurts.
Ka-chow.
Okay, so people asked, are we doing the car show again? And I think for right now, I'm going to let you make that call. Should we do the car show again?
I think it was a big success, and I think that it was a great turnout. I think we should definitely do it again. That does lead me to think. I don't know what I'm thinking, to be honest. I had a thought and it slipped away from me.
Okay.
This is a live show, so we.
Yeah, this is a live
you
show.
see the full thing.
No edits.
The thought slipping away from me.
Right. They saw the thought slipping away.
Keeping in with the car show, because I
Okay.
do have one very important question that I haven't asked you yet.
Okay.
What was your favorite car there?
Oh wow. My favorite car? Okay. I did know 2 people that were there with their cars.
Mhm.
And so I'm going to take those out of the way. There were several cars that I loved. There was, going into it, I was like you, I don't have like favorites and stuff.
Mhm.
I will say the black Mustang was so pretty, like so just nice, loved it. Also the truck, and I hate to be the guy that picks like the best. It's like, it's not why we're here.
Mhm. Mhm.
But the car that won Best in Show, the truck that won Best in Show was beautiful. It was a Chevy C10, like a 60 something, or I don't remember. It was so cool looking. And I remember Mason walking around before, like during the show, and he's like, "No, that's a truck." And then that truck won, so that was pretty cool.
I will say I have 2 thoughts on that. One, my favorite car was the American flag one.
Mm.
I saw it and I was really hoping that one would win.
Mm-hmm.
And it really grasped my heart. And 2, I was one of the people that counted ballots, and I didn't know any of the cars' numbers. And so I was just like, man, car number 36 is just really racking in the votes. I would like see it like every single voting ballot. And whenever I saw the actual car, I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Right.
So definitely well-deserved win on that guy.
Definitely. So the car show dominated last week, but we've had like 3 weeks of school. So what were some things that you have done in the ag department?
So I've seen a lot. Okay, there are 3 big things that I remember from my ag classes, and I'm a senior, so I'm in ag like all the time because I have no classes, and it's really fun getting to see other students do these 3 things. I saw people making drawings of pigs and labeling all the parts, which I remember doing that and having a really great time. And I'm seeing, all these members and people, like kids, and having a great time with that. And then I saw the little like ag commodity ball.
Yep.
And right now we're watching like videos like RAs and things that like motivate people and get them interested in FFA and ag. So those 3 things have really been like a great thing to see happen, and a great thing to see like freshmen experience and sophomores experience, because those are things that I really enjoy.
It's really fun to see, like, I've had to kind of restructure curriculum, and so things that might have been only taught to seniors are now having to kind of be blended into some sophomores and all. And so the drawing of the pig is my favorite assignment, because I think it's so cool to see all the systems of the pig and how they overlap, of the swine, if you will. But I also, the commodity ball, like, students don't understand the reason why we do those things, because they think it's an art project in ag, and it kind of is. But they don't understand that I'm trying to see, 1, can you follow directions? 2, how well do you work with each other? 3, there's a limited number of, they don't understand, they do not know until this, if they watch this, and they won't, but they don't know that there's a limited number of scissors. And so I'm making them deal with limited resources and see how they behave, how they act. Like, what happens if you don't have exactly what you need? Like, does it go into utter chaos? Do you wait for a neighbor? Do you team up with somebody? Like, there's so many things, because I like seeing how students work together, because it's important as I'm looking at our officer team. And last year, for the officer team, you did like the group assignment through the nominating committee process, and I like seeing that in class, seeing like how well do you work together, what do you do, how are you just interacting with people, because so much of life is just interacting with people. Because I work here in a school, and sometimes there's not enough staplers. So what do you do if there's not a stapler?
You don't fight for it.
You don't fight for it. Do you break into someone's classroom and steal it? Maybe. I wouldn't do that, but you have to find ways around it. And most of the time it's just going and spending $9 at Walmart on a new stapler. But again, that's how I deal with it. So I like seeing that.
That does sound like pretty interesting. Honestly, whenever I did it, I was just like, where are the scissors?
Yeah.
Why do I not have any scissors? Why are there like 20 people and only 5 scissors? But that was kind of cool, interesting to see it from like an outside perspective. Also, a few things I've noticed in class, and I do have a bone to pick with you because of it. Why do you like to put me and Bailey, another senior, you all know her, on the spot so much? You just throw us in the middle of the classroom, and it's so fun, but it's so scary. I'm shaking, and then I have to tell freshmen my life story.
To quote the summer, you're shaking in your boots.
Shaking in my boots.
Yeah. Here's the thing. You in the plural, you and Bailey, have had 4 years with me. You've had 4 years in the ag, or you're on your 4th year. You're in the ag department. You're always around. And you have been built up to a point where I can put you on the spot. I don't do that to everybody, but it's one of those things that you're my kids. You're my right hand. And so, like, I like doing this in a way that you have the opportunity to shine. You have the opportunity to showcase what you've done. And the thing yesterday, or I think it was yesterday.
I think it was.
Yeah. All you did was sit there. Like, I didn't ask for anything crazy.
I guess.
I made it sound like you needed to, but it's fine. It's fine. You're fine. Bailey's fine. It's fine.
I'm gonna be honest. I just like I'm dramatic, but I do like whenever I go into the ag class and have no idea what's gonna happen. If I'm just gonna like sit down and do an arts and crafts project, build a birdhouse, or if I'm gonna give it a speech. It's fun. It keeps me on my toes.
On your toes.
On your toes.
On your toes. I don't know how to spell on your toes, but anyway, okay. I like hearing feedback. I like hearing that y'all maybe not like it or didn't like it.
I love it. I love it. I just like being dramatic.
Okay. And so she's gonna, I guess, talk for Bailey, and Bailey loves it too. So because you said we love it. Right?
I did say we love it.
Yeah.
And I know that for a fact because me and Bailey are like intertwined. We have the same brain path.
Yep.
And so as I'm talking about this, I'm getting her feedback directly into my brain right now, and she's telling me right now to say, we're just dramatic.
Right.
We
Okay.
love it.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. The telepathy is just too much. It's electric. So I honestly think this gets us to a point because we talked about yesterday. We talked about what we did in class yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I mainly made us talk about some of the stories that I've encountered. Some of the people, some of the students that I have taught or I went to school with that chose FFA, chose Ag Ed, chose the importance of it. And so, honestly, I think now if we could just, why Ag?
Why ag? That's such a fun question. I know, like, personally, I'm not from, like, an agriculture background. I've said this a lot, but I don't even like country. That's, like, my favorite phrase when someone asks, like, why are you obsessed with agriculture? I go on a whole spiel. But, yeah, I don't like country. Whenever I first joined, like, my first ag class, I didn't really vibe with it that much. I was like, why are we learning about cows? Why do I have to know all the names of like baby versions of animals, all that sort of stuff?
Baby versions of animals. That's, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's my favorite section.
Yeah, baby versions of animals. And it honestly, yeah, like for many freshmen, again, I was a freshman, it doesn't seem like it'd be something that's interesting or something that can intrigue you. But as, you go through it, you get a lot of experience and you learn some like really cool things. One, you get to do carpentry. You get to use hammers and nails and wood and make a birdhouse. You get to have fun.
Was that your favorite part?
That was not my favorite part.
Okay. I was confused.
I know it does appeal to other people, but I will say during that was definitely not my favorite part. I don't know what's happening over here.
I don't either.
But we're...
Alyssa, our first technical difficulties.
Woo! That deserves like a little counter in the corner.
Yes.
But it's just a live stream, so
It's
we
a live
can't
show.
edit it.
It's a live show.
Dang it.
So, what were you saying?
I'm gonna be honest. I might have to repeat myself because I have no clue.
Repeat away.
Okay, public speaking, that's where we're at.
Public speaking.
The public speaking part really appealed to me, and it might appeal to some other people that are just starting ag and are unsure. You get to say the creed, which is just like an FFA thing. It's our thing. It's our creed. It's what we live by. It's been there for generations and generations. It's ours. So you get to say that to people, and you get a little blue jacket if you do. You get to do P-Law. There's a parliamentary procedure section, and I'm not going to go too much into that because I can go a lot into that, and that'll just be the entire stream. But you get to debate. You get to debate with other people in your class. So that's honestly like the highlight of my freshman ag experience and what really drew me in. And then the final thing that might appeal to you that I say just like stick with it for, you get to learn a lot of like experience. Like you get to learn different career paths you could possibly take. You get like that real world like understanding how your food gets on your table, all that sort of stuff. Like I didn't know working with plants and having a plant nursery is really like a job that people can do. I didn't really understand that. You know, I'm not involved in agriculture, and I didn't realize that like being in a farm is like truly like a sustainable and potential career path for me and for so many other people. I thought you just had to be born on a farm and it was then passed down. I didn't understand that this is so accessible to so many people. And other things like just like learning about agriculture. Like I remember after we had our unit on dairy cows, I just talked to my sister about dairy cows for an entire dinner. And she was like just asking me random questions, and I was just like answering them. I was like so excited to learn about just dairy cows, and I've never been obsessed with that. I didn't even think that would appeal to me. So just stick with it, and you'll find something that you really enjoy.
I think my major takeaways from what you said was wow. I mean, there's just so much in there, Alyssa. It was just good stuff.
I rambled on for a little bit.
Well, you didn't. I mean, I wouldn't say you rambled on. I will say that there were some great things that I loved about what you said. One being that you can go on and on about parliamentary procedure.
That is true.
As you should.
So fun.
The second thing was how there's just so many different things. And that's really, like, when I think about it, I was forced to do ag. I was forced to take the course, to join. I think the most important thing that I took from that was that sometimes you just need to try things. You know, the whole comfort zone thing and getting out of it. And like me personally, I didn't like those things. Like I remember helping my grandfather with his garden when I was like 7, and it was just like picking peas and stuff. But I mean, it was just like that's just something you do. Kind of like what you were saying. I didn't realize how much agriculture just touched everything.
I know, yeah.
Yeah. So, if there was anything else that we need to say on the first episode, what do you think we need to say? Yeah,
Let me ponder about this for a little bit.
She's going to ponder. I'm going to talk because this is a live show, and I don't think there needs to just be complete dead air as Alyssa talks. So I'm going to say something, Alyssa's going to say something, and then we'll wrap, okay? Thank you so much for, like, there's no one that made it to this point. And I remember when we used to do podcasts and all, I remember thinking the last 3 minutes, no one is there. No one at all. And we took a break in the, like, past the middle of this. And so, obviously, no one is here. But to the one person that did make it this far because they just love Alyssa so much, they love me so much for some reason, thank you for being here. This is awesome. Like, this was so much fun talking about FFA, talking about ag. In my favorite place on earth, the Winfield Ag Department.
I like that. And to that one person, I would just like to say thank you, and thank you. But one thing that I really want to be taken away from this, stream, this podcast, this conversation that we're having, is it's good to step out of your comfort zone, even if it doesn't feel like it's something you're interested in, and just making that first step and conquering something that maybe like a fear, or maybe not something that, you don't think you'll enjoy. If you just take that first step, it can genuinely change your life and change, like, how you, like, see things. And I hope that you take that first step with ag. I did, and it led me to amazing places. I know you did, led you to amazing places. And actually, that's crazy. It's this whole career now, that's kind of crazy. But if you make that first step, you may be like doing a podcast, or you may be, I don't know, like 50 years down the line, like a farmer, or you may be having like a random conversation and they'll like mention something about dairy cows and you'll be able to contribute to that conversation. So please take that first step with ag. You won't regret it, and I will be very, very happy. Personally, me will be very, very happy.
So Alyssa, we've talked about like 10% of this, and the rest we just. So how do you want to end the first episode? All right. So again, we have the best producer, the best techs, everything working on this. The fact that we made it this far, awesome. The fact that we have made like 20-ish minutes of this, thank you so much to everybody working on this. People worked on this throughout the day, making sure everything would fit and work. Alyssa's saying it was way more than just Alyssa.
It was just more than me, I will say that.
Yes. So thank you to everybody that worked on this. This was a labor of love. This was a lot of things come together. Thank you for everybody that stayed. Thank you, and I love you.
That is not the end. I do have an idea for the end, though, that we can do for each podcast.
Okay.
I saw, like, this other, like, podcast mention that this would be a fun idea to do, but they never did it, so we're not stealing anything.
Right, okay. Yeah, this is totally not theft.
So whenever they thought it would be fun if whenever they brought a guest on the show,
Yep.
they make them ask a question that has never been asked before by someone else on the podcast.
Okay.
So you have to come up with a crazy, weird question
Right.
that's fun.
Yep.
I say we ask each other a question that hasn't been asked before, and we do like a cool like thing that hasn't been done before, like a high five. And that's how we end it.
So are you saying over the next 33 weeks of this school year, whoever is sitting in these chairs has to do these 3 things?
Yeah. Come up with a new question
For each one?
for each one.
Yeah.
And come up with a weird thing
Okay.
to leave
Okay.
off with.
Okay, I got
It's
it.
a fun challenge.
I got it. You came up with the challenge. Are you going first or am I going first?
You can go first.
Okay, I'm going first. Okay, Alyssa, why did McDonald's choose the color red? Red is our thing.
They did steal it from us.
They did steal it
They
from
did
us.
steal it from
Yes.
us. That makes me mad.
Yes, agreed.
Apparently, it makes people hungry when you look at it, but I don't care. That's our color.
Right, I see pride. I see us.
Whenever I see like
Yeah.
red, I see Winfield. I almost said whenever I see Winfield, I see Winfield. So obviously,
right.
red and Winfield are so
Every time
intertwined.
every time I see Winfield, I think Winfield.
Yes.
No doubt.
That is a true fact
Right,
there.
absolutely.
That is a true fact.
Okay.
So they stole it from us because they saw
Okay,
how
fair
great
enough.
it was,
Fair
and
enough.
apparently it makes people hungry or something
Okay,
like
absolutely.
that. Who made this carpet in front of us? This rug?
Who made this carpet?
Mm-hmm.
It is a small company out of southern Georgia, and they intertwine. It's called like weaving or something. I don't know. They have their own YouTube channel. It's called Southern Georgia Weaving or something.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
I'm really proud of them. They came a long way.
They did this by hand?
They did it all by hand.
That's
all by
crazy.
hand. They started with toothpicks and then they got real needles. So
Are you being serious? Is that real?
not at all.
I
So
was really amazed. I was imagining like toothpicks
Right,
and
yeah.
like a dental
Yeah.
floss.
right, absolutely. So now we have to high five in a way that's never been done.
Or a cool gesture. I say
cool
for the
gesture.
first one we go.
Okay, so we're gonna point and then twist.
Yeah.
I will like to say that my chair does not swivel.
I just realized that.
So, all right, this is gonna
Figure
be fun.
it out.
All right,
Figure it
I'm gonna
out.
have to move the hips. All right, are you ready?
3, 2.
1.